you're pretty much, sleeping, getting drained, and the massages, eating. You're just really trying to get back to yourself. But right now, I am 2 days post-op, and these are my drains. I've been draining very well. I did get the pain pump just because, I did not want to go through all this pain. So they do charge you extra for the pain pump if you're considering getting it. I do highly recommend it if you're gonna do this whole journey. So we'll catch next time. And hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I am Jessie and I am the owner of Sunbathe. If you guys are not following me on Instagram, please make sure you do, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button. So as you guys can see from this video, I am going to pretty much talk about my surgery journey and in Cali, Colombia. So I know I've taken a really long time, about a month now, and during this whole time I was healing and everything went well and nothing terrible happened to me, but I just kind of took so long because I'm still trying to get back to my normal life, and it's been a challenge. But I am going to talk about pretty much my experience in my surgery, and then I will be doing another video next week of my experience in the recovery house. So I have some notes because there's so much to cover, and I know I'm probably gonna miss a lot of it. But right now, I am about a month and 2 weeks post-op, and I will definitely show pictures of my before surgery and my after surgery, and it's a big deal. So first, if I don't believe I ever revealed my doctor, but my doctor was Dr. Carlos Velasco, and he is associated in Cali, Colombia. He is board certified in Colombia and in Brazil. He actually speaks Portuguese, Spanish, and English. So I didn't actually know that until I actually spoke with him, and we will talk about that a little bit later on with my consultation with him. So I left on June 12th, and I left June 10th, and I left from Miami Airport to Cali, Colombia directly. I got there about 8 o'clock, and I had already a designated driver. Now, mind you guys, some of the recovery house that I looked at before in Cali, Colombia do have a designated driver, which will be pretty much picking you up, dropping you off in your appointments, in your lab work, all that good stuff, and pretty much for other miscellaneous things. So my driver, he is so awesome. His name is Diego, and I was so scared because, mind you, I was totally by myself in a foreign country, and even though I spoke the language, that wasn't the problem. It was just the fact that, I had money in cash, I was alone, it was close to 9 o'clock, and a random person was gonna pick me up. That was just the scary part. But anyway, so I got to Cali, Colombia. Now I do say this, if you have over I believe $9,900 in entering Colombia, you do have to claim and fill out a paper. If you have less than that, you do not have to claim anything, as far as money in cash, because I did bring money in cash. So I got there, got my luggage. It was pretty smooth. The airport was pretty empty. I got there at night. I did hear for the most part that if you get there like early in the morning, it is massive and it's just really, really busy. So I kind of had a balance there, and it was pretty smooth as soon as I got to the airport. But the other scary part was that I was alone. So I go outside, I meet with Diego, he takes my luggage, super nice, and takes me straight to the recovery house. And most of the girls that I've seen the vlogs of this journey don't really talk about details like that as far as the airport goes. Um, the good thing is that I knew Spanish and I knew how to go my way. So I do tell you this, ladies, if you guys are gonna go to another country by yourself, make sure that you have your Google app or a translation app. I can't even imagine, even me, that I actually read the Spanish signs of someone that doesn't understand them. And I was like, well, at least I know my way, but I can't even imagine the girls that go through that and they don't even speak the language and they're trying to ask and they don't understand. Like that could be frustrating. So my thing to you guys is have your Google app and translation, and that goes such a long way. Some of the people out there that I saw did speak the language, but not, obviously not fluently, but definitely knew how to communicate. So my driver picks me up. We're on the way to the recovery house. From the airport of Cali, Colombia to the recovery house was about an hour. And it was a very bumpy ride. They have holes all over the streets. Not that I cared, but that was just missing the point. I had such a great conversation with my driver, and we kind of get to know each other, which was so great. And my family was texting me the whole time, like, how are you? And are you there? And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm good. And he's like, okay, make sure you take a picture of everything, and in case of anything happens. So I was just like ready to arrive to the recovery house. I was like, this is gonna be the safe zone for me. So we got to a really nice place and complex, and it's really nice. We get to the recovery house and pretty much everybody's sleeping because I get there like around 10, and I meet my roommates and they're super cool. They were super nice. They both had already surgery. I actually booked a shared room, but I don't want to talk too much about the recovery. I want to talk about surgery. So I get settled in, and the host, her name is Jasenia, just like me. And she actually came to me. She introduced herself. Hey, I've been the person that you've been talking to on WhatsApp. And I'm like, oh my God, yes. I was the one that I was asking a billion questions, because you just have to. So she pretty much said that she's gonna be taking care of everything, and if I have any questions, to let her know. And I was like, oh, finally I'm here. The girls were really supportive, and it was just a good moment when I arrived. So the host Jasenia pretty much told me that the next following day I was going to do labs. Now, when I asked her at what time my driver was gonna pick me up, she said that no, it's right there. Like literally the room that I have passed by on the second floor in the recovery house, that's where you do your lab work, you do your COVID test, you meet with your doctor, everything. So I was like, oh my God, this is so convenient. So ladies, and I will say this later on in my experience at the end. If you are going to have surgery with your doctor and you're kind of the fact that, oh, I don't know where to stay at the recovery house, at the doctor's recovery house. It's so convenient. Everything is closed. I don't know if every recovery house is the way that my doctor had it, but it was just so convenient, and I didn't even know about it. I thought that I was gonna go to a clinic to do all the lab work. It was right inside the recovery house, and that's something that a lot of the girls that went to my doctor did not say at all. So I was expecting to leave out of the house. So I was so excited. The next day I woke up. I think it was 9 a.m. and they took my test. Now, what kind of blood work do they do? They make sure your hemo is really good. They do a hemo test, they do a pregnancy test, they do an EKG test. Now, and they do a COVID test. Now your hemo, my doctor If it's less than 12, he will not perform. He is not going to perform. So ladies, please do your lab work before you leave out of the country, so you're not stuck at the recovery house frustrated and you have to extend your stay if you decide to do the surgery because you just didn't have your stuff together. Do your stuff. If your hemo is less than 12, check your doctor's hemo requirements and your BMI. And if you're not there, take whatever you need to take. Take your blood builders, take your hemoplex, take your irons, take everything that you need to do, because when I tell you that I witnessed so many girls that did not have their hemo, and I was just like, it was bad. And I wanted to cry for them but then again, you know, you had all your stuff together. And I always say, ladies, please do your lab work before you leave with your doctor. You don't have to tell them you're doing surgery. Just say, hey, I want to do a lab work, and please just add the hemo. I went to LabCorp, got it, and it was like a 13 point something. So it was perfect when I arrived. So after I did my lab work, the lady for the faja arrived, and she came in. She was like, hey, we're gonna take your measurements. So she took my measurements. You get 2 garments in the package that I selected, and I did disclaim this, but I got a tummy tuck, an extended tummy tuck, lipo 360, and I added fat into my hips. I didn't do my arms, I didn't do my butts, I didn't do my thighs. I only did lipo in my back, and I transfer them to my hips. And I will show the before after, because some people are like, oh, you did. My butt was, I was really happy with the shape of my butt. I just wanted hips and make it, and the top of my butt, just kind of put a little, you know, limp in there, so it looks, you know, curvy pretty much, because I was happy with my butt. Okay, so after the lady came in, she told me that it's gonna take, you know, literally like a day, and she was actually going to drop off my after surgery faja, which is stage 1, and drop it off in the hospital. And I was like, oh, okay, good. So that day it was pretty chilling. I think I was done around a breakfast after I did my lab work and I did my COVID test, make sure it was negative. A breakfast, and then my host, Jasenia, told me that my consultation with the doctor was gonna be next. So I was like so nervous, because I was just like, I really hope that he can do what I'm looking for. And I wasn't looking for a vixen look. I was looking more of, I just want as much hips as you can add, because I was pretty happy with my legs. I was happy with my butt. I just wanted that tiny waist. When I tell you guys that my 2 daughters were humongous, they left me with so much massive skin. And I am a gym person. I go to the gym, and I've been going to the gym for years, and you can't burn that dead skin that's already the fupa, like I call it. And everybody was just like, why don't you go to them? Like, I've been doing that for years, and that has not happened. So I was just to the point, like, I need a tummy tuck. And when he saw my stomach, he was like, oh my God, you need this cut off. You have so much. Like, my belly button was so inside my stomach that you couldn't even see my belly button of how much extra skin I had just dropped down into my stomach. It was so ugly, guys. And I'll show a picture of it. You know, don't judge me, okay? So I met with him. He says, yes, you definitely need a tummy tuck. And I said, just please take as much back rolls as you can and just add them to my thighs. And he's like, yes, you don't, not my thighs, my hips. He's like, yes, you don't need no butt, you have enough. And I was like, yeah, I just don't touch that, because yeah, I don't want no adjustments back there. So everything was good. After I met with him, I was pretty much with him for about a good hour and a half. And we talked about my desires. I told him that, you know, I'm not looking to look. And he's a very natural surgeon. He doesn't give you this kind of high expectations that, oh yeah, you're gonna look like. He tells you straight up, you are not gonna look like that. You're gonna need about 2 rounds to look like the way that you're looking. So he's very realistic when it comes to that. And it was a good concept. I was pretty happy. I was ready. After that, I met the anesthesiologist, which he was super nice. He says I will be a good candidate. He showed me the procedure. And mind you, all of this was inside the recovery house, because the doctor comes to the recovery house, the anesthesiologist, the lab worker, everything is done there. So I was just like, yes. It was just, you know, the flexibility of, you know, it was convenient. I was just in shock. I didn't know that was gonna happen, but I was just really happy. So after I met the anesthesiologist, I got out of there, and the girl from the front said, "Hey Jessie, surgery tomorrow." And I was like, oh my God. So I was just so happy. And I'm texting the family. I'm letting them know that I'm having surgery tomorrow, and I had to be at the hospital at 6 a.m. I think it was 6 or 6:30. So I was the first dog to get surgery. I was really nervous, but I think at the same time I was more anxious because I've been waiting for like a year and a half for this. So I think I was just ready to go, you know, to get through it, and let's start the recovery journey. And I will want to talk about the aftermath, but that's so in the other video, okay? Now, surgery day. This is what we've been trying to do. So surgery day, I woke up, they give you a really nice basket of like pre-op and post-op. They give you your medications, they give you your diapers, your pads, your gauze pads, your oil for your massages, pretty much antibiotics, painkillers, everything. I did purchase a pain pump because one of the dolls that went to him, I saw her YouTube and I asked her, do you recommend the pain pump? She said, absolutely get your pain pump. And in Colombia, not all doctors, my doctor did not prescribe Percocet or Oxy or none of that. It was pretty much Advil. So when I found out about that, which another girl told me, I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't know. I have to get this pain pump. So I got the pain pump and I paid for, I think I paid like $160 or $180. It's between $100 and $180 how much it costs. So I think that I paid up between that range. So my driver Diego, he picks me up. He's like, you ready? And I'm like, I'm super ready. I get to the hospital. I sign some papers like a health insurance in case if anything happens. I have a insurance, and that's all included in my surgery package. And I will talk about that because I know a lot of girls have like, how much is it, and how much did it cost, and how did you get around? So I will answer all those questions, I promise. I just want to talk about surgery day. So I sign the papers, I give them my bracelets, everything, my piercings, rings, everything. They put it in a bag. I give them my, pretty much everything, my passports, everything. So once my doctor arrived there, he was like, good morning. Sorry, I like freaking something stuck in my nose. So my doctor came, he was excited. He's like, are you happy? I'm like, yes, I'm really happy. So we go to the room and he just tells me to sit down and just change into the gown. And I'm over here at the same time texting my family, like, I'm here, I'm walking towards the room. And I just hear them like having like a powwow moment. They were just talking about me, my past history, 2 kids, 100 and whatever pounds, and they were just pretty much preparing the room, and I can hear everything. I can hear the metal stuff, I can hear the sheets, I can hear the machines, and I'm just like, oh my God. I was just like so nervous because I know that's me. So I went to my doctor and I said I'm ready, and the guy came in and started doing my IV, and that needle is like the size of my pinky. It was so huge and it hurt, and I was just like, I was just taking it. I was taking it like I was trying to be strong, but that hurt. And I don't mind needles, but those needles that they have they're so thick and it hurt. So I'm waiting there a little while, and I'm texting my I had a group chat with my sister, my parents, my husband, and all that, and they're just sending me like memes and gifts, and they were just trying to cheer me up because I was just like, oh my God, I'm so anxious, and I can hear them. So one of the nurses, she came in and she's like, you ready? All right. And I was just like, yes. So she takes me into the room and she tells me to have a seat, and I can see them prepping the room, and they're just talking. Mind you, they're playing salsa music, because if you don't know, Cali, Colombia is like the city of salsa, and they party all night, especially weekends. They play music like crazy, especially salsa. She asked me to sit down, and they were just talking, and I was just like, it was just a weird moment. So I'm texting my parents and my sister, my husband, everything's good. I'm just waiting, and they're prepping the room. And you know, once that was done, I said, okay, I have to go. And she's like, let me have your cell phone. I'll put it right here in the drawer. Don't worry about it. I will give it to you. You'll have it as soon as you wake up. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's fine. So I was saying goodbyes, and I was just praying, and I was just like, Dios. It was like a moment for me, because I was like, this is it. Everything that I've been researching for and waiting for is right here. So I said my goodbyes, and I did a little prayer with Papa Dios, and I was just ready. So she tells me to get on it, and this bucket was a pretty good, decent size, where my feet come in. And it had water. It had like antibacterial water. I don't know what it was. So she tells me, okay, now spread your arms like this. And I was like, okay. So I spread my arms like this, and she just soaked me with antibacterial soap with freezing water. When I tell you, on top of the fact that the hospital is freezing cold, because obviously that's how they have to put it in a certain degree to prevent any bacteria and stuff. And she soaked me all over my body, my neck, my arms, everywhere. She took a big shower. She took a really nice shower bath on me. And I was like, oh my God, was I this dirty? And she started laughing, and she was like, no, we just want to clean you really, really well. And I was like, I was shaking, I was freezing. Then she puts like warm water on top after that torture cold bath, which if you shower with hot shower, that's gonna be a torture. If you're one of those people that shower with cold baths, like, you're crazy, but you will be fine after. So she soaks in the warm water, and after that she tells me to sit down and face her just like this, and she's facing right in front of me. Then the anesthesiologist came and pretty much goes behind me and says, how you feeling? And he's like, you want big hips? And I'm like, yes, big hips, little waist. Big hips, little waist. So he was like, okay. So he's just started talking, and they were like, oh, you're from here, and you're from Florida. And I said yes, and all of a sudden I just blocked out. I was just like, ugh. I don't know how in the world, because he told me that I was gonna feel a pinch, and me recalling when I had an epidural, it was not the way that they did it over there. It's like a different epidural. They started from here, then they put it back here. It was like little pinch, and it was like a needle pinch. It didn't hurt. It was just like, ow, whatever. And I was gone. I was gone. So mind you, I'm sitting up. So my surgery lasted about 5.5 hours, and everything was great. I woke up 3 times from surgery. 3 times. Now, was that something I fear? Yes, because nobody wants to wake up during surgery because you don't even know, you're kind of like, why? Oh my God, I don't want to see that. But when girls started saying like, oh, I woke up doing surgery, I almost died, like, I want to clear that up. In my experience, because everybody's experience is different, when you wake up during surgery, you're not 100% awake. You're kind of in between asleep and being awake. You know how you like take like a medication and you're feeling drowsy and sleepy? That's how it felt for me. Now, the first time I said, doctor, I'm awake. And he was like, okay, mommy, okay, I'm going to put you back to sleep. I went back to sleep. I woke up again, and he was doing lipo in my back. And I felt like pressure, but I felt a little bit of pain. Like, I was like, ow. And I woke up, and he was like, oh my God, you're so sensitive. Like, oh my God, I gotta knock you out again, pretty much, in other words. And he knocked me out. Then I woke up again, and then I heard like salsa music, which I was listening to the whole time. And that didn't really bother me. I don't care if you play salsa. I don't care, as long as I'm taken care of. And I wake up on the flat side, and I am good. So I wake up from surgery, and I am feeling, I'm going to try to put it in these 3 words. I was very sore, I was stiff, and I was in pain. Okay, in those 3 words. I couldn't really move as much, but thank goodness I was not nauseous. I wasn't nauseous or lightheaded or trying to vomit. Now, I did have the motion patch that I had put in my previous video. If you guys haven't seen my previous videos, please check it out. I have all my surgery supply list, which I was overly equipped. And yes, I used everything. I probably didn't finish my iron pills, but I pretty much finished everything. I used my motion patch, and I put it behind my ear. If you guys don't know what the motion patch is, I bought it on Amazon, and go look at the other video where I got it and stuff, but it was like $10, and you put that motion patch in the back of your ear 24 hours prior to your surgery. That prevents motion sickness, vomiting, headaches, all of that. I just hear throwing up and vomiting in other rooms, and I'm just like, thank goodness that I took that patch. Because when I tell you that having a tummy tuck and throwing up right after surgery, yeah, we don't want to be there, sis, okay? We don't want to feel that. We don't want to go through that. So I was prepared, and I took the motion patch, and I just kind of started passing them out. I told the lady, like, if they need it, give it to them. And the nurse is like, what is this? Like, that's gonna help them with the sickness, like from the anesthesia. And it's really normal to wake up from the anesthesia and start throwing up. It's just a side effect. I'm not a nurse, I'm not a professional. It just does. And I knew that because when I did my boobs about 2 years ago in Miami, the doctor said, make sure you wear your motion patch. You can get it in Amazon, and that will prevent any sickness. You know, you just went through surgery. The last thing you want to do is vomit. No, ma'am. No. So I gave them out to as much as I could, and I stayed with like 4 because I thought that, I think one patch lasts 2 days, if I'm not mistaken. So I was good. Excuse me. So pretty much after that, I FaceTimed my family. I told them that I was okay. Obviously, my family was 100% in contact with my driver, because my driver was the one that was communicating with my family. Like, Jessie made it okay. She's resting right now, and she might not be able to talk. Hey mom, how you doing? I'm doing good. I was feeling fine, but I think what really helped me, that 1, I was still in the anesthesia, and 2, I had my pain pump, because I make sure, where's my pain pump? I had it right there. So I was really happy with the pain pump. And if you guys don't know what the pain pump is, it's pretty much, I believe it's every 30 to an hour that the medication goes into the body, and it just alleviates the pain. You know, that's what it is. That's what it's for. And it lasts about 4 days. 3 to 4 days they remove it. So once that happened, I was there in the hospital overnight. They treated me like a royal queen. I was so hungry because I couldn't eat past 10 the previous night, and I was the first one. So I got done with surgery. I was 5.5 hours. So I think it was like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It was around 1:30ish when I woke up. And I was sleeping a good minute, but I was gonna stay there overnight. And in my surgery, in my surgeon, if you are getting a tummy tuck, you do have to stay overnight in the hospital for observation. And they do put a catheter on you, so you can do, you know, your number 1, not number 2, number 1. If you guys don't know what a catheter is, please Google it. So I was there overnight. I got my lunch, my dinner. I was bathed with like a towel, which was, it was fine. I was just like trying to recover little by little. So after that, every hour I got up and walked, even if it was from here to here. I was walking, and she's like, you don't have to walk now. I'm like, I have to walk. My body's telling me to get my up and start walking. So that's what I did, and I'm pretty happy that I did that. So I will put some of the clips in Cali. I didn't videotape a lot because I was so concentrated and having a good recovery and surgery journey. And I do have some videos that I will put on in here in between the tapes and pictures, but I just want to let you guys know that, you know, this surgery journey is going to be very different for everybody. And the best advice that I can give you guys is be mentally ready, be emotionally ready, be prepared, and bring all the supplies that you need. You can never go too wrong with having too much. It's better to have more and have less and then need it later. So after I got there, after I was there overnight, my driver picked me up the next day and took me straight to the recovery house. And my doctor came through. He came in the next day and asked me how I felt, how I feel. He saw my scar. I think I saw him about 4 or 5 times in the 2.5 weeks that I was there. So yeah. And obviously, if you needed him, he will run to the recovery. I saw girls in there. There was about a good 12 girls, I think, or maybe more. And some of these girls were just in bed for 4 days straight. And my doctor will come and be like, you need to get up. Like, you cannot be in here stuck in bed. So when I tell you that the pain And I will talk about the pain and all of that in another video, because I don't think it's talked about. Everybody's pain tolerance is different. It was really rough for me the first week and a few change of days. It was really rough. It was rough. And it took a huge toll. And I was, I was trying to be as positive. The nurses was just exceptional. They were outstanding. I mean, I couldn't really ask for a better support system, and my nurses really delivered. And I want to give a shout out to all my nurses, Paola, Ingrid, Maria, which is my other girls. I'm trying to think. Vanessa. A big shout out to you girls. Thank you so much for taking care of me and for just being so great. I'm so grateful for having you girls as my nurses. I mean, I'm just blessed. And I think it was a good experience, and everybody's different. Obviously, everyone's gonna have their own side of their their experience and their side of the story. But I think for me, have a positive attitude, be prepared, listen to your doctor, what they tell you. If they tell you that you need to drink this in order to heal, or you need to get up in order to heal faster, walk at least if it's, please do it. Please do not order food, junk food, the next day after your surgery. Don't do that. It is insane the amount of things that I saw over there of girls just, and after surgery, going out in another place with their garment. I mean, it's not even about the garment. It's just like, how do they do that? Like, that is so dangerous, because you can get an infection. You just had surgery, and then you're gonna go ahead and go out. No. So I stayed isolated. I will say I stayed in quarantine for the 2 weeks, and I think I went out one time with my driver. He took me to the statue, some sort of statue, I can't remember, but I will post a cute little pictures. It was so beautiful, and I felt like it gave me like a reset, because I was stuck in the house and I wasn't going anywhere because I was scared to get out of the house. And not the fact that I wasn't in a safe environment, it was just like I had a tummy tuck, I had lipo, I was scared to get hurt, and forcing my body to go out there and something happens, and then no, I was not having that. So, all right, so I think that pretty much covers it all. And I want to thank you guys for looking out for me and asking, for those who asked, texting me and following up how I was doing. I really appreciate you guys. It really made my recover a lot smoother. And a shout out to my family and my parents, my sister, my husband, so much, that really supported me while I was away and was there every step of the way. And I'm so thankful. But thank you so guys for watching this video. My next video will be a review of the recovery house, and you don't want to miss that, because there is a lot to say about that. All right guys, again, if you're not following me on my Instagram, it's Sunbathe LLC. Please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe and help your girl out. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and it was very informative. And up to next time, bye.
El despegue y el aterrizaje. Si tiene equipaje de mano, colóquelo debajo y al fondo del asiento frente.